Good morning, students. I myself, Divakar Pandey from Kuntinagar Modern English School, Navada, and welcome to you for your e-learning class. I hope all of you might have watched the previous video which was provided yesterday, and now this is my second video of lesson 3, the Delhi Sultanate in history, which belongs to class 7. In my previous video, I have already discussed you about Delhi and about Delhi Sultans. Now, today I am going to discuss you about those sources through which we can get many information about Delhi Sultanate or Delhi Sultans. The study sources about Delhi Sultans can be divided into two parts. First, sources are archaeological sources, and second sources are literary sources. So first we come to archaeological sources. In archaeological sources, we study such as buildings, weapons, coins, cloths, and ornaments. These are called archaeological sources. And now, when we study about the literary sources, we can say that travelers, even Batuta's work like as Rihala, and court scholars, for example, Minhaj us Siraj work. It means another example for it we can take historians Ziauddin Warni's written history as Tariq. It means Tariq of Firoz Shahi and so on. So these are the different sources to know about Delhi Sultanate. Now, if we study these sources to get information, commonly we can say that we can study these sources through literary. It means inscriptions, coins, and architecture that provide a lot of information about Delhi Sultanate. And like this, in among these sources, when we talk about especially valuable sources to get information about Delhi Sultanate, we can say histories. Which type of histories? Yes, histories that were Tariq. It is the plural form of Tariq. It is the similar form of Tariq. Tariq or Tariq. These were the form of histories which provides us or which provide us more and more information about Delhi Sultanate. Now, in which language these Tariq had been written? You can ask. Yes, Tariq, it means histories of Delhi Sultanate were written in Persian language. Why? Because Persian language was the administrative language under Delhi Sultanate. It means Delhi Sultans always used Persian language as their administrative work. Now, there is the question that what is the administrative language of Delhi Sultanate? You can say Persian language. So like this, when we come to this point that who were those person who used to write these type of histories. It means Tariq or Tariq. We can say in addition to this question what that authors of these Tariq were learned person. It means a scholar who were patronized under the Delhi Sultanate, and these great person, great scholars used to be secretaries, administrators, and poets and courtiers. I have already gave the example of Minhaj Siraj and Ziauddin Varnis. These were the great scholar under Delhi Sultanate. So these were the authors of Tariq who used to write these Tariqs. What was the work of these scholars or these secretaries? Now we come to their duties or their work, through which we can know more and more about Delhi Sultanate. So what were the work of these authors of Tariq? They had to recounted events under Delhi Sultanate. So it was the first work of these authors to recount events under the Delhi Sultanate, and they used to advise these rulers on governance and emphasize the importance of just rule. It means just rule. Now we come to the next point. What was the provision of rule under Delhi Sultanate? When we study the inscription of Fakhruddin, it means Fakhr Mudawwir, we find there was a deep reciprocity. He says in his inscriptions that there was a deep reciprocity between a king and soldiers. It means a king could not live without soldiers, and soldiers could not be imagined without a king. From where the salaries of these soldiers came? Yes, their salary came from the revenue collected from peasants. But peasants could pay revenue only when they would be prosperous and happy. If peasants, it means farmers, would not be prosperous and happy, they would not be able to pay their taxes. So it was the duty. It means it was the necessary for the rulers to promote justice and honest governance for the peasants. Now we come to the importance. What were the importance of these authors? It means now we are going to study about the importance facts of authors of Tariq. First of all, in addition to this topic, we should care on that where did the author of Tariq used to live? They used to live in city of Delhi. Mainly these authors of Tariq used to live in city of Delhi, and hardly they lived in village. And what was the second importance fact? What was the second important fact of these authors? We can say that they used to advise rulers. They used to advise rulers on the need to preserve an ideal social order based on birthright, and second was the gender distinction. Now we come to what was their ideas about birthright and gender distinctions. Their ideas were mysterious. It means their ideas were not shared with everybody. So these were the important facts of these authors of Tariq. Now we come to next position. It means next topic, and this topic belongs to Razia Sultan. In 1236, when we study the past history of 12 centuries, in 1236, Sultan Iltutmish's daughter Razia, who was Iltutmish? Now, this question may arise. Who was Iltutmish? In addition to this question, we can say Iltutmish was Qutb-ud-Din's son-in-law who ascended the throne in 1211 after the death of Qutb-ud-Din. Like it, when we study about him, we can say that he recovered most of the territories that had broken away from the Sultanate. And like this, when we study about him, he ascended the throne after the death of Qutb-ud-Din in 1210. After the death of Iltutmish in 1236, his able daughter Razia ascended the throne. And when we study about Razia Sultan, she is called the first woman ruler. It means first woman Sultan and last woman Sultan of Delhi. How? About her we try to know. When we study about the inscription, it means about the Tariq of Minhaj-us-Siraj. According to Minhaj-us-Siraj, who acknowledged her abilities, as she was a ruler. In the view of Minhaj-us-Siraj, she was an able ruler. How? So he has written about her that her abilities were useless, as raising a woman to the throne was against the custom. And when we study, we find Razia Sultan, who became the first and last woman ruler of Delhi. He minted her own